I'm Gabby Lamb, and you are listening to Tea Time, where we talk about the nastiest, naughtiest, wildest, dirtiest secrets. Enjoy. Are we going? We're good.
Yeah, let's honk off.
Okay, great. So we are live. Welcome to the first episode of Tea Time with my guest,
Harper Rose. What's up?
Okay, I was gonna say and then I got nervous because I didn't want to say your last name.
I know you paused, and then it got weird, and so then my social anxiety kind of kicked in, and then I said my own name, and then I was like, why am I saying my own name?
No, but I'm glad you said your own name. I just was afraid to say. I was afraid to say your last name wrong, which I wouldn't have done.
Okay, I get like that too. I get really afraid of pronouncing things, even when I know that like exactly how to say it.
Wouldn't have wanted to do that. So let's fucking Okay, so. This is Harper. We also live together and we have a fucking blast. She's a stand-up comedian. That's how we met. We met in stand-up. And now we have a cute household full of laughter. Wouldn't you say that's correct?
I would say that is correct, honk.
What if you just
honked my tits off?
Okay, so we also call each other honk. We're going to try and keep the honk to a minimum in this. Mm-hmm. I never know where to look. By the way, I think it's right there.
Oh,
but
okay, honk.
I don't know. It doesn't matter.
I was looking over here. I'll look over here.
It doesn't, you know. So we do call each other honk. You'll hear us honking a lot in this
honk
podcast.
Like a clown nose, like when you honk a big red nose.
That's what it came from, because we were like, oh, we're a bunch of fucking clowns, so honk honk.
Yeah.
And now we call each other honks because we're clowns.
Because we honk off.
Because we can honk off. Okay, so I'm hoping for this. This is my first episode having a guest. I'm a little nervous about how the sound is going to be. Hopefully this all sounds real good when it's done. Today's subject is worst hookups. And you guys, when I tell you that I got more fucking emails for this than I've ever gotten in my entire life, I'm just going to read them in the order that I got them. If I don't get through all of them, deepest apologies. They are wild. Honk doesn't know what's about to happen.
I'm nervous.
There are a lot of... She doesn't like shit stories, but there are shit stories.
No!
So if you guys have an aversion to shit, I don't know what to tell you. This is a wild episode.
Okay.
Yeah, honk. Strap in.
All right.
So what we're going to do, I'm going to read the emails out loud to Harper, and we're just going to discuss them. Everything's anonymous. And my cats are on my fucking... Don't.
Here, I got her.
Thank you.
All right, this is good.
I don't want him to step on the fucking laptop.
This is good. Let's honk off.
I'm gonna keep my chat to a minimum today. I know I usually start out with like, this is what I've been up to. Don't let her get on the fucking laptop.
I got her. Miss Flea is going the fuck off.
You know she'll fuck that up.
I know.
Usually I talk about what I've been going through. We don't have time for that today. We're not gonna do that. We're gonna talk about my guest and we're gonna read your stories. The only thing I do want to talk about is how I did get bangs this week. Thank you so much. And that's it. I think they look great, by the way. Thank you. A man cut them.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's see. 1 second, you guys. You have no idea how difficult it is fucking setting up a podcast with another person. Wow, was I not ready for this drama.
It's been a whole thing.
Oh my God.
But Gabby's husband came to the rescue.
And when she says that my husband did come to the rescue, she is telling the truth. My husband, my legal husband, I am legally married. I know a lot of you guys are going to be like, what are you talking about? I got legally married when I was 20 and we broke up, but we are still married. My husband lives around the corner from me with his girlfriend who is lovely. Love her. Shout out to Paige. Paige, love you, girl. But yeah, my husband and Paige live around the corner from me and my husband is really good at setting stuff up. I am not. So he came over here to help us set shit up. Without him, this podcast could not be happening today. So shout out to Joe.
AKA her legal husband.
AKA my legal husband.
This cat is going off. Oh my God.
This cat's gotta go. Sorry, girl.
I was trying to contain her.
Okay, so here we go. Today's subject, like I said, worst hookups. And honk, here's the thing. If you feel like you have something to contribute, please do. That's what this is about.
Let me hear a story.
You'll hear it. Your memory will be jogged.
Let me jog.
Okay, so we've got the first story. It's called the tampon story.
Oh, I already hate it.
Okay. Well, you're about to fucking hate it even more.
Fuck.
Over the years, I've acquired quite a few wild hookup stories from being a drunk and sex addict, but this one takes the cake. We love a drunk sex addict. Yeah. I am also both of those things, so I can relate. There is a 12-step program for both of those. One time, I was hooking up with this guy and I was on my period. Instead of being grossed out or hesitant in any way, this guy proceeded to get on his knees in front of my pussy, put the string of my tampon between his teeth.
Oh my heavens.
Pull my bloody tampon out of my pussy with his teeth and discarded it on the ground before me, eating me the fuck out. I was so flabbergasted and didn't know whether to be disgusted or aroused. Happy to say I'm now 6 months sober from drugs and alcohol and enjoy period sex now more than ever.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I like that more than I thought I was going to.
Did you like that more than you thought?
Well, honestly, I have a similar story. A few of them from a few different people.
Have you ever had somebody pull your...
Yeah.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Nobody has pulled your tampon out with their fucking teeth.
With their teeth.
No,
yes.
they haven't.
Honestly, that was like kind of tame. I was expecting something like, I don't know.
That one fucked me up.
I thought he was going to like suck on it or something. I'm not sure, but no, yeah.
You have not had somebody pull their fucking your tampon out.
Okay, this is the thing that pisses me off about Gabby. And we're going to get into this right now. Every single time I say anything, Gabby's like, no, that's not true. It's like, excuse me, it is true. Like, it's literally.
I know, everything she tells me, I'm like, you're actually lying. And she's like, I'm actually not. And I'm like, you're lying.
A fucking complex. Like, I have to like go and get fucking like receipts. Like, I'm in fucking like court or something.
Where's the tampon receipt?
Okay, bitch, I will literally get my fucking exes to go text you.
Oh no, we're going into the red. We have to keep an eye on.
Okay.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. All right, what's fucking...
Yeah, I've had a chomp or two on a tampon. Whatever. Whatever.
This entire podcast episode is just going to be Harper saying that she's done these things and me saying that she's fucking lying.
I will be honest. I was a virgin for a long time. There's quite a few things I haven't done.
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
To a girl, I was 21, and to a guy, I was 22.
That is old.
Okay.
Heavenly. Okay. So what you're saying, you're bragging. You're saying.
What I'm saying is, this old virgin has had a couple of people munch my tampon. If you've munched my tampon string, drop a comment.
If you would like to munch your tampon string, drop a comment. You're gonna get so many weird guys being like, "I'm down to fucking suck on your tampon."
I'd like it. No. Okay.
Well, you guys also need to calm down with that shit. The amount of DMs that Harper and I get that are like so bad. And you guys feel like justified doing it. This is also going to turn into like an ultra feminist episode where we just fucking
I love it.
Shit on the guys in our DMs. They're wild. The shit that you guys send us and
it's
think
horrifying.
It's okay.
I had this one guy tell me he wanted to come on all of your tattoos, and I just blocked him for
really?
that. No, don't. What was that? Really? Oh, methinks I like it. No. What the hell? No. And of course,
are you lying?
Don't. The picture that he had, of course, was like him with like a girl and then a kid. It's always the people that have like kids as their profile picture that say like the most like decrepit stuff.
Send him my way.
Okay, Gabby.
Send him my way.
No, I'm moving out.
Neither of us can afford that.
That actually is painfully true.
LA is an expensive city, you guys. Don't move here. Okay,
let's knock off.
Okay, so next one. This is a shit story.
No.
Sorry.
Okay.
You leave. You go into your room. Oh fuck. Okay, horrible hookup. So one time back in college, me and my boyfriend decided to hook up in a porta potty at the Reno River Music Festival. Before I go any further, I get so many fucking emails from people in Reno. Okay. Why is my entire fan base in Reno?
I don't know why you're getting hung up on Reno. Let's stop it. What's making me clutch my pearls is porter potty. Bitch, you're going to get every type of UTI, STD.
We wonder why COVID is sweeping the nation.
Yeah.
Okay, so this guy's fucking in a porta potty. This is I believe they're gay. So this is a story from the man. Okay, so at first we fucked.
Okay.
And then decided in a porta potty, in Reno, fuck, I don't know what's worse. At first we fucked, and then he decided to stick a finger in my ass. I love that.
Okay, cute. It's flirty.
It is flirty. Mm-hmm. And then we stuck it back in, and then he stuck it back in my mouth. Okay, so he puts a finger up your ass, puts it in your mouth.
Y'all need to, I'm just going to say this right now. Y'all need to calm down with that. Put the fingers up the ass. Put a couple. Put 3 up. I don't give a fuck. Do you, sweetie? But when you're trying to put that in someone's mouth, that's where I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna like take pause with that.
Are you?
Gabby.
My cat is digging
She digs
in a
for
box right
treasure
now.
in
She's
that
digging in.
fucking
I
litter box.
can't. We gotta lock these cats out. I can't. Of course, they're acting up during this fucking podcast. Okay,
Fuck.
I know. Okay, so he fingers you, then sticks your shitty fingers into your mouth. Yum yum yum. I wasn't mad because I love fingers in my mouth, especially if it's to taste myself. We'll circle back to this, but I still needed to puke. What do you mean you still needed to puke?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean you still needed to puke? Okay, I then opened the lid to the shit-filled toilet where I don't believe
Gabby,
this.
this is why I was afraid to come on here, because you fucking say this fucked up shit.
I'm simply a messenger.
I know it.
I'm simply a messenger.
Okay, just
this
get it
isn't
out.
this isn't my truth. This is somebody else's.
But you like it. I can
do.
tell.
I love it. Oh, I fucking love it. God damn, I love it. I then opened the lid to the shit-filled toilet where I proceeded to vomit as shit and piss splashed back into my vomiting mouth. They put a sad face. Keep in mind, it was already near the end of the concert, so the porta potty was really full.
Okay.
I also threw up so aggressively I sharted.
This guy needs a doctor. Like, I'm concerned for you.
I remember being so disgusted, but also finding it funny because I was so drunk off some moonshine my mom's wife gave us. This has got to be made up. Anyways, we left the concert and Bruce drove us back to the hotel. Who's Bruce?
I'm
Anyways,
guessing his porta potty dude.
I guess. Anyways,
Maybe it's just a good friend.
thanks for letting me share. Okay, love you. Goodbye. Love you too, King. I think
Yeah.
this looks like it was written by a man, so I'm assuming this was two men in a porta potty in Reno.
Oh.
God.
Oh my God. Miss Flea is coming in hot.
Go. This is the worst.
Okay,
This is-
honestly, that almost gave me a seizure.
do you think she does have epilepsy, so she has a seizure?
And it's triggered by getting pissed off. And that just pissed me the fuck off.
What pissed you off about it the most?
Bruce.
The secret. Fuck. You have to. Bruce pissed you off the most.
Honestly,
Because we also don't know if Bruce is the boyfriend or if Bruce is just.
that's why I'm pissed off, because I would like to, thank you for sharing your story, but where the fuck is the clarity? Because who the fuck is Bruce? That's what's pissing me.
I then realized there was some poop in my mouth. I wasn't mad because I love fingers in my mouth. Don't say I wasn't mad. I mean, you would be mad.
Here's the gag.
It's got to be a lie. This podcast is about trying to figure out what's a
It's
lie
like
and
a
what's the
truth finder
truth.
podcast. Yeah. But then again, you do think everybody's lying, and that's
I
some demons
do.
that you need to address.
I think everybody's lying. And when people say anything to me, I'm like, are you lying? Hey, Gabby, that lie. I do. I do think everyone's lying to me. That's my own shit. God. You don't have that?
To an extent.
I think everyone lies to me. I'm like, you're all liars.
No, honestly, I'm a little too trusting. So I feel like we need to give each other some of our flaws.
I got.
Okay, if this is poop, I'm gonna get pissed off.
Oh, fuck. I gotta stop going into the red. I'm so sorry, you guys, if you're listening to this, when you listen to this, if it's blowing your eardrums out. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to get better at the sound. But again, I'm just a little I'm not a sound guy. I'm not a professional. I'm just a
This
person.
is humble beginnings.
Humble beginnings. Wait, talking to the mic?
Hey.
Okay, great. So you're good.
Cool.
Okay. Worst hookup stories, COVID edition. Ooh.
Oh.
So there I was. Ooh, what an opening.
I'm hooked.
So there, I also like when you guys write me and you start storytelling. It does make it fun, and I can actually see that some of you are good writers. Some of you have obviously never taken a writing class, and that's okay.
When you just throw out a random character, i.e. Bruce, that's where we kind of get a little fucked off to hell.
Yeah, we do.
But when you started off, so there I was, setting the scene, babe. Into
scene.
it.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, let's...
Recently single at a local shitty dive bar. Love those. Where one of my bucket list fucks walks in the door. All right. So you're ready. Basically, all his friends and my friends all knew. They both single. They gonna fuck. Okay. Right. Well, I also had just moved and barely had any furniture in my apartment. Thank God I had a bed. Well, anyway, night goes on and he asks for a ride home. Great, sure thing. Well, my bestie was also supposed to crash at my place, and her being a true ride or die was like, yo, I don't want you to get murdered. I'm crashing too. What a good friend. We love that for her. I would never do that. I'd be like, I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Well, you are obsessed with your cat, so you're not sleeping anywhere without the ladies.
You guys can get fucking murdered. I'm sorry. I don't have the time.
At least we know where we stand. Okay.
Yeah. And it's, Okay, so she doesn't want to get murdered. And we end up getting Denny's on the way home. A classic night. You never did a drunk Denny's?
No, that's something I haven't.
Are you serious? You've had a guy pull a tampon out of your pussy with his teeth and you've never gone to a drunk Denny's?
A couple, but yeah.
Wow.
A couple.
Okay, so we end up getting Denny's on the way home, the three of us. Bucket list fuck, my bestie and me. I like that his name is just bucket list fuck.
Yeah.
We get back to my place where I don't have a couch or even TV yet. Watching a show on my iPad on the floor.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
What do you mean absolutely not? That's kind of cute. It's giving me kind of like beginning of a rom-com vibes. It's kind of like this is all I have. Accept me for what I am.
I would be like, absolutely. If I went to a guy's house and he was like, hey, I don't have any furniture yet. Do you want to just watch TV on my iPad?
But wait. I thought this was not her. I mean,
she's at her house.
Okay.
So the guy comes over.
Oh, but you're saying, okay, you're empath. Okay. Here we go.
So if I was in the scenario and I went to hook up with a guy and he was like, hey, you want to watch a show on my iPad? I'd be like, absolutely not.
Gabby, I'm calling bullshit. Yes, you would.
No.
Yes, you would. If he had some hot Cheetos, you would be there for 15 hours.
Why hot Cheetos?
That's just your vibe.
You think I'm going to get to this guy's house?
I'm a Pringles girl. She's a hot Cheetos girl. I call it like I see it.
So you think I would go to a guy's house if he was like, hey, I don't have a TV, but I do have an iPad and some hot Cheetos. You think that would rope me in?
Honestly, he wouldn't even need to have an iPad, I think. I think just a little...
Hot Cheetos?
Hot Cheetos and a juicy book.
A juicy book. Sounds like, honestly, a night with your brother. She's a hot brother. She's a fucking hot brother.
Dark.
He's smart.
Okay, no, we are not getting into this. I told you I was not going to come on if you bring up Eli. I swear to God.
He's hot.
Don't, Gabby.
He's not on social media.
Gabby, you really need...
Okay, let's finish this story. We get back to my couch. We get back to my place where I don't have a couch or even a TV via watching a show on my iPad on the floor. When my bestie pretends to fall asleep, and me and Bucket List go to my bedroom and proceed to have loud, drunk sex for 2 hours. Honestly, I'm going to stop you there. That's way too long. I don't want to fuck anybody for 2 hours.
Well,
nope.
What do you mean?
Yeah, were you like me or
both? Call her up. No, but I'm saying like you don't want like you don't want like a whole experience like foreplay and a couple rounds. You don't want that?
One and done. Just fucking let's get it over with, baby.
I feel like you're the kind of person that like high fives after sex, then just leaves. Like doesn't like
do.
Cuddle or kiss or anything. Like, all right, dude.
All right, cool, good to go.
Later, dude.
God, I really do. Okay, but they have sex for 2 hours. No thanks. Next day, I dropped him off at McDonald's ? Where his dad picked him up as I drove away. Here's the kicker. Right after his dad picked him up, I heard all bars were closed for COVID. It was my last bar night of the foreseeable future, 2020 future, and my fuck buddy got picked up by his literal daddy. I mean...
Listen, was that a high for you? No. But was it kind of tender in a way?
It was kind of tender in a way.
Like, you're seeing...
That's not the worst hookup, though. I mean, maybe it was for you. But... I've seen worse.
I was trying to hold in my laugh and I can't. Honey! Yeah, I mean, if that's your worst hookup, then you seem to be doing okay.
You're doing okay. That's pretty funny that he did get picked up by his dad, though. How did you know it was his dad?
More men need to have good relationships with their fathers.
That's a nice turn.
Speak on it.
How did she know it was his dad?
Maybe she could see the resemblance.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Was that still on?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so next one, bad hookups. So when I was 17 or so, barely growing pubes, I got caught making out with the crusty shell of the family tortoise. When I was in the...
No. I'm going to need you to reread that.
So, yeah, absolutely. When I was 17 or so, barely growing pubes, I got caught making out with the crusty shell of the family tortoise.
Okay, I thought that was like a riddle, but I think it's actually just a shell. Okay.
So it's not an alive tortoise.
Like when you make out with a pillow, but she was like, no. Or he was like,
it looks like
here's a shell. Yeah.
Oh, okay, so you do. Are you in therapy? I was in the backyard when my cousin walked out on me having rough lip intercourse on the back of his shelled reptile. He asked, "Why are you making out with the turtle?" Come over here and make out with me. We're not gay, but we started slow and then got into things. I kind of liked it, so I knew I could never do it again. Do you think it's a lie?
Here's the gag.
I swear to fucking God, you guys, if you're just sending me lies.
Here's the gag.
Okay.
No, because people stay hooking up with cousins.
I like that he said, we're not gay, but I kind of liked it.
We're not gay, but hey, guess what? That's not the part that's jarring, buddy. It's the cousin part.
It's also
hey, we're not gay. It's like, yeah, but it's incest.
And making out with the tortoise, like, why? You can get, what is it? Not E. coli, but there's like something you can get from like touching reptiles and then putting it in your mouth.
Salmonella. Right? Or is that for chickens?
I don't know.
Whatever. We're comedians, whatever.
We're not scientists.
Yeah, no.
What? What?
Well, I don't like that story, but I do hate that story.
Okay, I agree. We're not gay, but we started slow and then we got into things and I kind of liked it. So I knew I could never do it again. Also, what do you know you could never do again? Make out with a tortoise, make out with your cousin, or both?
Riddle us that.
What the fuck?
Gabby has a hot cousin or two.
I do have 2 hot cousins. And, you know, that's all I'm going to say.
All right. Leave it at that.
She kissed her cousin.
Okay. No. Let's go to the next one.
That one has me fucked up. You guys, okay. Now, okay. Oh, no, okay. Let's see.
Okay.
Oh, I know. Okay. Worst hookup story. I met up with a guy from Tinder. We start hooking up. He can't get hard. He says, fuck my dick. Oh, fuck, my dick's not working. Try blowing me. Classic line, you guys. Classic line. My dumbass does. We've all been there, girl. He finally gets hard. He's inside me for literally 5 seconds and yells, I'm coming. I go home and we don't talk. A week later, he messages me saying, just want to be a nice guy and let you know you gave me chlamydia.
Okay.
We fucked for 5 seconds with a condom. I got tested and never had anything.
I fucking hate that energy so much.
I had to grab your leg because this just...
Honey, you can grab away, but here's what I do know.
I just want to be a nice guy and tell you you gave me chlamydia.
You know what? Right now, I'm just...
him.
Fuck him. And also, Gabby and I have talked about this. It's 9 times out of 10. It's 10 times out of fucking 10. It's always the guys that are like, I'm a nice guy, that are always the biggest fucking dicks.
I love that they really are. I also love that he yells, I'm coming. And I go home and we don't talk.
She should have bitten that dick.
You honestly should have bitten that fucking
You should have
dick.
fucking bitten his little fucking dick.
Fuck, my dick's not working. Try blowing me.
Hey, suck on my knob, bitch. It's like, what?
Oh my God, I'm coming.
Ew.
Also, crazy that he could come that fast in a condom. What a champion. A week later, he messages me saying, I just want to be a nice guy and let you know you gave me chlamydia. We fucked for 5 seconds with a condom. I got tested, never had anything.
Of course you didn't, girl.
Of course you fucking didn't. Of course that...
Because he's being a fucking little liar. No, he's a little pig fuck. I hate him. I'm like angry.
This is why you don't fuck guys on Tinder.
You could have just stopped at the first part, but yeah.
Oh my God. Sorry about that, girl.
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry, girl. We stand with you.
We stand with you.
Yeah.
All right. You ready for this one? This one's kind of long.
Okay.
I joined the Marine Corps at 17 and moved from Indiana to California. I looked like young Jonah Hill at the time, so I was obviously still a virgin.
Go off.
I think he's kind of hot.
Yeah.
I really only became a Marine because I heard they got a lot of pussy, and that's all I wanted, and that's who's protecting our country.
Pussy hungry fiends.
And that's who's protecting. You guys are like, I just want pussy, so I guess I'll go into the Marines. What the fuck? What the fuck? And that's what's protecting our country. Okay, but honestly, thank you so much for your service, I guess, you pussy fiend. After a few months, After a few months, I got stationed in 29 Palms, California. Literally nothing out there except tweakers and Joshua trees. That's true. I figured I would be a virgin forever. That was until my friends took me to a whorehouse disguised as a massage parlor in the middle of the desert.
No.
I went in. I pay $40 for my massage, and they send me back to wait in a room. I'm about to lose my virginity. I'm freaking out, but I suddenly have to piss so bad. I wasn't thinking clearly, but I didn't want to walk out and miss my chance to have sex. So I pissed on the floor under the massage table. I'm talking massive amount of piss. This 40 to 50-year-old Asian woman walks in and proceeds to give me the worst massage of my life. All the while, my face is 2 feet from my puddle of piss, and she still hasn't noticed. It smells terrible.
Yeah.
She
noticed.
She finishes the massage and says, "Fuck for $150." So I pull out my debit card like an amateur. She's like, "Cash only." I don't have any cash on me. She's like, "Oh, next time." And I'm like, "Nah, this is happening. Good for you. Good for you, brother." No, he's gonna lose his virginity today. I proceed to put on the robe hanging on the door and walk about half a mile in the desert to the nearest ATM.
You put on a robe and you don't put on your clothes?
That's what I was thinking. Why didn't you just put your clothes on?
And you're a Marine?
Oh man, you got
not using your critical thinking, honey.
So you walk to the nearest ATM. It's also weird that they wouldn't have an ATM there. Okay. I get back, give the Asian chick her money, and proceed to have the time of my life for about 45 seconds in a room that still reeks of piss. And that's how I lost my virginity. That is quite possibly. I've heard a lot of horrific stories on this podcast, but for some reason that one just gets me.
That one just left me feeling dirty and depleted of joy.
It did, didn't it? Mm-hmm. It did. And this is a podcast with no judgment in a way, but we are here to...
That's for her. I do judge. And I didn't like that. Go off, I guess. But
Go off, I guess.
Peeing, it's like... I guess I'm hung up on the pissing under the floor, because what did you think it was just going to be like Jello and just be contained? Like, it's a liquid.
That's a bold move. That really.
There wasn't a trash can or anything.
I guess he wasn't thinking straight.
I'll say.
I also love that he says, "I had the time of my life for about 45 seconds."
An honest king.
We got a lot of fast comers on here today.
Oh.
A lot of fast comers. Honestly, though, the faster the better. I just...
Gabby said, if it's intimate, get me out.
Honestly. And that's when I've been in therapy.
She loves 1 second king. Oh, well, honey, maybe on the 9th year we'll finally unpack this.
Maybe. We might. All right. Any last words on that one?
No.
Okay, great. Here we go. Worst hookup ever. Let's hear it, girl. I was dating this guy, and one day he was taking a rather long time to reply to my messages. I had a weird feeling that he was up to no good. Come to find out later, he was actually out of town with his pregnant girlfriend.
They always have one of those.
They always do. And I was his side chick he was creeping around with, but that's a story for another tea time. No, it's not. It's one for today. So while liar pants on fire is too busy ignoring me, it's only right that I get back on dating apps and find a new person to hang out with.
Okay.
Get back in there, girl.
Yeah, honey, go.
I match with Bob at 12 noon, and by 10 p.m. that night, I was sitting across from him having a few cocktails. He was pretty cool and really funny. He walked me to my car, and the night was ending. Or so I thought. Bob was an audio engineer and was in town for a job and invited me back to his room. I figured, why the hell not? As I'm laying on the bed, I said out loud, "Oh, damn it. I haven't even kissed you. I don't know if you're a good kisser." Okay. Would you say that?
Word for word.
That's an interesting thing to say. At which he then proceeded to give me a kiss. It was awful. I have a theory that people who are bad kissers are also bad in bed. 9 out of 10, this theory.
That's actually very true. Yeah, that is very true.
Interesting. I do have an ex who was a terrible kisser, but we did have good sex.
Really?
Yeah, or maybe I was just so gaslit at the toxicity of the relationship.
Gaslit. It was gaslit.
Yeah, maybe I didn't even know. Maybe it wasn't
because if you
that
can't kiss, because also kissing, you're right here with someone's face. Like, you can tell if they're uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so if you're just not caring about that or not aware, then you're going to be horrible in bed.
Interesting. I must have just been...
Honey.
I must have just been in
Honey,
so deep.
Men are great at creating illusions.
aren't they? Okay, so 9 out of 10, this series proved to be right. I still go along with it because my dumbass is too focused on getting revenge on someone who would never find out what I was getting myself into. He wouldn't, but you're just doing this for yourself to be like, I'm a free woman, I can do what I want.
Reclaiming your power type of shit.
I get that. It's hard. Okay, so in the middle of having sex, Bob asks me if I was familiar with pegging, which I was not. So he then explains to me and pulls out a huge dildo from his suitcase. This dude would travel with his dildo. I was so uncomfortable and told him I was not going to fuck him in the ass with his dildo.
Okay, prude.
We will circle back to that.
Okay.
We finally finished, and as he's getting dressed, his belt buckle breaks. Jesus. I look over and see that he has a gun at his waist.
Oh.
He's a Republican, and he loves dildos. Now, that's something, actually, that makes sense.
I mean, it's always that type of guy. That's what I'm going to say. I grew up in North Carolina, and it's always the guys that are like, I love, camo and deer, that like are into the most gnarly shit. Yeah, and it's always the guys that look like really edgy or whatnot that are like the biggest softies and like, I just like to chill. And it's always like the guys that look like frat bros that are into like sadistic ass shit.
Crazy shit.
Yeah.
That is, okay. So he has a gun at his waist.
Yeah.
You didn't notice that when he was taking his pants off?
Maybe it was a little gun.
Maybe. At this point, yeah, just a little tiny shooter. At this point, I'm thinking, bro, why the fuck do you have a gun? No one is going to steal your dildo. I put my shoes on and drove my ass back home in silence for 25 minutes.
Damn.
That's a wild story. That one is wild.
Heavy.
To me.
That's really heavy.
It is heavy. This guy, also seriously bold move to ask on the first time hooking up with somebody if they are into pegging and then to pull out a dildo.
This is actually something that I want to talk about because on the first time you hook up with someone, do you feel like doing wild and crazy stuff? I kind of feel like I don't know your body. I mean, if it's going to be like a one and done thing,
But how do you ever know if it's going to be a one and done thing? Like, do you go into things being like, this is going to be one and done, or do you hook up with people hoping that it goes somewhere?
Well, honestly, I've only ever had one night stand, but
Okay.
I knew that I was never, at least on my end, I knew. I was like, I'm never going to talk to this person again.
Did you feel like that would have been, did you want to do something like wild and crazy?
Yeah, because
really?
I had never I had never had a one night. I had only like slept with one person at this point, so I was like, okay, let me just.
Did you do anything wild and crazy, or no? It was just a thought, like I would do something wild and crazy.
It was a thought, but no, I'm also kind of timid, so no.
Yeah, well, honk.
Sorry, honk.
A little timid honk.
I guess I'm a timid honk. Why did I say that? Fuck, cut this out.
That's staying.
I know.
Okay, so that's.
I don't know. I feel like leave that for like the second or third time because like you're just getting to. It's like it's a trust thing. Like get to know the person.
Unless it really is your thing, which obviously it is this guy's thing. Because like but it's interesting doing that with somebody who isn't. You don't know if they're into that or not.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, it's the gun thing too. That's kind of getting me. I'm kind of like,
right.
That's intimidating. And then also having like a big fucking honking dildo.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. And also in a suitcase.
But this is also why communication is so important, because if he would have said, hey, I have a big fucking honker of a dildo in my suitcase and I'd love for you to insert that could have been a fun convo.
Yeah,
a little icebreaker.
That actually would have been a fun combo. Like I would actually be way more open to pegging somebody if that was the conversation. Like if you're on a first date and he was like, hey, this might be kind of weird, which it is. I mean, it's not weird to peg, but it is weird to have that happen on a first date. It just is. But if I was on a date,
I love it. It just is.
It just is. But
without talking about it beforehand. That's what I'm saying.
So if you were on the date and he was like, hey, kind of weird, I do have a giant dildo in my suitcase at home. Would you be into pegging? It would be shocking, but it would be nice to know that. It would be less shocking. That's less shocking than coming back to this guy's hotel room where he has a gun and a dildo in a suitcase.
Because this is just like kind of I don't know. This is just kind of seeming like a story that you would see on a 2020 or like one of those murder shows.
Yeah, it is. It does. This is
then she never saw her family again.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
And if I get murdered, I don't want it to be involving some sex shit because I don't want my family knowing all that.
I especially don't want it to be involving a guy with a dildo in his suitcase.
A big honking dildo.
That's so... I love that you also sat in silence for 25 minutes.
Like no music, just she needed to really just...
That's such a nightmare. Ooh, that's also like 25 minutes in silence after a situation like that would just be like the longest 25 minutes of your life.
Like microwave minutes. Super, yeah.
Fuck. Ooh, that's like giving me anxiety thinking about that.
Yeah.
Woo! I wonder where your dildo king is today. Okay. Fuck. Pretty bad hookup. Let's see if that's true. Let's see if it's true. So the year was a 2007. Oh, 2007. Okay, great. So the year was 2007. I was attending school at a local community college in Northern California. Humboldt County, to be exact. Home of the devil's lettuce. It sure is. And that's weed. Me and a couple of buddies decided to take a trip over to a marijuana farm where we knew some chicks would be hanging out. Upon arrival, we noticed an abundance of pussy/snatch, as well as an abundance of weed/dope. I like that you said pussy/snatch. Okay, so a bunch of women is what you're saying?
Also, this looks like it was written by a woman, so I just, it's very interesting.
was.
That, yeah, a couple of fucking loose pussies flapping in the wind. It's like, oh my God. Just say gals. I don't know.
Just say gals, but you know what? I guess sexism is deep in every sex. Okay, so you see a bunch of pussy and a bunch of weed. Pretty sick.
Tight.
That's a fucking day. We were obviously stoked as shit. Long story short.
Christ.
I know.
Sounds like it was written on a skateboard.
I bet it was. Long story short, I ended up hooking up with this girl in the front room of Curly's farmhouse. Nice. Curly's farmhouse. We were so drunk and we didn't even realize everybody was watching us twist tongue. Who says that?
Okay.
Who says twist tongue? Okay, so you guys are twisting tongue. Everybody's watching. Long story short, we took it into the back room of the janky-ass farmhouse to have some fun in private. Nice. After kissing for about 36 seconds or so, maybe 37, I don't know, it was so long ago. Thank you for cleaning that up for me. I decided to stick some fingers in. You know, to lubricate her ditch before sex.
Okay,
LOL.
I'm so sorry. This sounds like a heinous fucking 90s movie that like went straight to DVD.
This also is written like a hate crime.
Yeah, this is really fucked up, and I hope you get therapy.
I also love that you said to lubricate her ditch before sex. You said LOL in all caps.
It sounds like you fuck dead bodies. Like that's what this sounds like. Like this is not okay.
So you're lubricating her ditch.
No.
And yeah. Anyway, long story short, when I stuck my fingers in, I realized she was wearing a diaper.
You mean a diaphragm or
a
like
diaper? Oh, it's not over. No, she's wearing a diaper.
I'm fucking getting pissed.
I know people have their issues and shit. So I decided to keep it cool and keep on fingering. What a champ. Eventually, my hand squeezed through the diaper's elastic waistband.
What?
And into her crotch. As soon as my fingers touched her carpet, I was in absolute disgust. There was shit on her pussy.
What if I just put the mic down and just went up to my room? You wouldn't even be able to blame me.
I wouldn't. What
did I say about shit stories? I fucking it's my thing. I don't know, but I really hate
this podcast is full of
I
shit
know
stories.
It is, Gabby.
So there was shit on her pussy. She's fingering her in a diaper at Curly's farmhouse.
Not Curly's farmhouse.
A diaper full of shit. Keep in mind we were both
full of shit.
Keep in mind we were both adults. I would fucking hope so. I would hope that you weren't fingering.
Keep in mind I wasn't fucking my kid's sister. Anywho, it's like go off.
God. Okay. So you're both adults and she was even older. Something like 36 or so. 37. You got a lot of 36 and 37 in here. I forget, to be honest. It was so long ago. Anyway, long story short, we keep hooking up. But if I didn't continue to finger her, I wiped the shit off on the bed and acted like nothing happened. We talked about it after and she said she was nervous as fuck. I was totally cool about it. It turns out she was actually dating one of the guys there, but he's a total cuck. His name was Graham.
Okay, I once dated a Graham and he was such a fucking cuck too. So I can attest to that.
My favorite thing about these stories is that like these people will tell me these crazy fucking things and then just end it with like, there you go. Like you told me that horrific story, then say his name was Graham. As if Graham was the worst part of that story. I mean, he is fucking a girl that shits in her diaper.
I am in a bad mood. I don't know how else to articulate it.
Looks like I'll have to have you back next week too.
No. Yeah. Oh my God.
Will you touch on it?
Yeah.
I could keep getting nervous.
But no, it keeps going. But
oh, fuck.
That was just really oh my God. The descriptions were just very gruesome and grim.
They were. It was wild.
And okay, so she was wearing a diaper.
Filled with shit, I guess.
And she goes, sorry about that. I was so nervous. What the fuck?
I was just shitting the whole time.
Sorry.
Also was dating one of the guys.
I shit when I'm horny. What?
Also, you said like all of these people were watching you. So was Graham there watching this happen?
Wait. So yeah, were you fucking going to Browntown like while everyone was watching
no,
or what?
No, because they went somewhere else to go finger.
Oh, right. And then they were on a bed. Okay, well.
This is a tale. Wow.
That was harrowing.
Her ditch, huh? Lubricating her ditch.
Lubricating her ditch. Okay, you need to be arrested.
ACAB, but you know.
Yeah.
ACAB, but.
Except for you.
Okay. Dungeons and Dragons, more like Dungeons and Douchebags.
Okay. I'm hooked.
I know. I was playing a weekly round of Dungeons and Dragons with the people who lived in my apartment complex at the time. A guy named James brought a guest player for the week. I should have known from the man bun that he was trouble, but you live and learn. It's a humble lesson. I ended up going home with him. Ray. Okay, so you go home with Ray with the man bun. Where we had sex for less than 60 seconds. All of these 1 minute kings.
Now that sounds like something that you would be into.
It is something I would be into. Where's Ray? Send him my way. During which I was on top doing all the work. God bless you, Queen. So he instantly comes and without even asking if I want anything or offering anything, just rolls over and tries to sleep. I ask him, that's off. That's a nightmare.
I love that. I love the verbiage though. Tries to sleep.
Yeah, he can't. He can't fall asleep, but he tries. I ask him about something on the wall, to which he blankly states, "Oh, that's my girlfriend's."
There it is.
Ray.
Dirty Dick
Ray. I weigh my options and go to bed because I'm too drunk to drive. And when I asked for a ride home, he literally said, "You have a sweater. You can walk."
Okay.
This makes me want to cry.
That makes me want to throw a fucking carton of eggs at his limp dick face. I am pissed off.
How do these guys have girlfriends?
How do these guys just exist and like walk? Like imagine
Ray's out there somewhere.
Next time you go to the grocery store, pay attention to who's walking around you because it's full of fucking Rays out there.
A really good point. You never know. You never know who's a Ray.
I wonder if we're friends with any Rays.
Absolutely.
Really?
I think so. I think men put on like a face and then behind closed doors there's something dark going on.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is pissing me off. God.
Okay, so he says, "You have a sweater, you can walk." Great, King. No one ever believes the story. I can barely believe it myself. Needless to say, Ray never came to play again. All because of Dungeons and Dragons.
Wow.
Girl, I hate that story.
Yeah, I'm sorry for you, girl. That was not a fun read, but I hope you got dick down way better.
Way better after that. Okay. All right. An international Tinder date lasting.
Wait, this is by the same girl.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Oh, she did say, "I've had a couple of really bad dates. I'm gonna email you twice."
Wow.
Okay, girl, let's see if this one gets any better.
Okay, honey. Sorry for you.
Yeah, I've had so many goddamn awful hookups. I had to submit to. Okay, so this is your second one. So you hooked up with Ray. Here's another one. I used to live on a small island that was only accessible by boat. That's cool.
Okay.
Really close to Canada. I feel like I've been there. Anyway, I met a man on Tinder who lived in Victoria on the Canadian side, and we wanted to meet, but the boats between my island and Victoria only run during the summer. We decided to book a weekend in Vancouver and both traveled to Vancouver with the agreement that if we didn't have chemistry, we could still have a great weekend. And that's open communication.
That's open communication, but I'm scared.
Let's see.
Okay.
We spent most of the weekend footing $600 whiskey bar bills and getting absolutely sloshed. Sounds fun. Mm-hmm. One night I got blackout, sloppy drunk, and we got into a fight, and I legitimately tried to pack my suitcase and drive off into the night. He ended up talking me down from it, but I went to the bar we had been frequenting and ended up flirting with the bartender. He closed up the bar and we stayed behind to hook up before I went back to the hotel. Dang. Okay, playgirl.
Okay, honey.
I passed out and woke up the next morning feeling like absolute garbage. My date was in the shower and I had to let a fart out, so I did, but I was standing up completely unclothed and I shit on the floor of our hotel while he was in the shower.
Oh.
Initiate panic mode. We have no cleaning supplies. All the towels are in there. I had to use hot water and a bar of soap to quickly scrub the floor and then chose to smoke weed inside of our non-smoking room to hide the smell. It just ended up smelling like poop and weed, but I don't think he ever realized what happened. Fast forward to a few weeks. I had come to learn that my date befriended that same bartender and they were Facebook friends and the bartender ratted me out.
Oh my gosh.
Did she fuck the bartender too? Is that it? You
I
fucked the
think that,
bartender?
Yeah, she stayed behind to fuck him.
And then went back to her hotel?
Which is kind of sleazy of the bartender, because it's like, if you knew she was super drunk and you'd been serving her, then maybe don't hook up with girls that are super drunk.
This podcast episode is all about fuck men, huh?
I mean, look, dudes, I know a couple good ones, but my God, y'all really get away with y'all get away with murder, and it's just like someone needs to, like, this is just too fucking
quite
much.
Literally most of the time. Mm-hmm. Also, I do want to touch base again with the you were standing up unclothed and shit on the floor.
Yeah, so
you farted and it was just like.
Yeah, it was probably like a bubbly one. I can't, honey. Someone needs to give her some of the diapers.
That's so embarrassing. Yeah.
Yeah. Go to Humboldt.
Yeah. Okay. God damn. That's wild. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. We've got time for a couple more. I like to keep this podcast at 50 minutes, but what do you think we could do? We could do a few more. She hates it, but I'm having a blast.
I'm having fun, but I'm like feeling like
dark.
Yeah. I need to like go walk outside after this. I really don't like this.
I have to say,
I like.
I sage my room every time I do these because I'm like,
do you really?
I gotta purge the demons. Oh yeah. It's a great podcast to do, but it's also exhausting because it's a lot of stuff to like think about. It's a lot of psychology.
I'm gonna be honest. You had this one episode where like I guess people were like coming on like a door handle or something.
Yes.
And when I heard that, it really upset me.
Yes.
And I had to just turn off the episode.
A bunch of kids that circle jerked and then tried to hook up with a girl.
No.
Yeah, that was a wild one. Okay, so we've got a long one. You ready?
Okay. All right, here we go.
Okay, so I was at this arcade bar with this guy I was seeing. A nice, wholesome time. He had a couple of good games of Street Fighter, a nice couple of drinkies. Figured when we were done, we go back to his place, and before we were done playing, he goes, "Do you want to have a threesome with this guy I know?" I blink a couple of times, and the second time I blinked, it took longer for my eyes to open again because it kind of hit me out of nowhere. First of all, I'm very picky to begin with, and also I've never had a threesome, but I was curious. I trusted that he would pick a suitable partner because he was a solid 9 out of 10, and I figured it would be someone of that or close to that caliber. So I humor his inquiry, and he goes, "All right, let's go to his house." I immediately down my drink because I do not know what awaits me in the sexual nether. Ooh. We drive. I'm nervous as hell. He does not have a care in the world. You can tell that this fella has done this before. I knew he was a little freaky to begin with, but I never thought I'd be involved in his escapades. Anytime I saw him, it was a normal time, yet here I am, doing the bad. We pull up to a huge house, like mansion. I was like, oh, okay, great. Who knows? Maybe this can be a regular thing. Maybe we'll get some money out of this. So we get out of the car, and there's a butler. I was like, whoa. This butler, mind you, looks like Quasimodo.
Stop.
Straight from the movie. Like the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
No, don't double down on Quasi. No.
Triples down. Like the Hunchback of Notre Dame was probably based on him. That's so fucking funny.
What the fuck?
Anyway, he was a nice guy. It was just a bit jarring. Why? Because he was so fucking Quasi. No worries though. He lets us in, and my boy Quasi says, not my boy Quasi. He lets us in, and my boy Quasi says,
"Are we allowed to be saying that?"
Guess we'll find out. We're both getting canceled after this one. Quasi says, "Take a seat." And I was like, okay. So me and my friend are sitting there, and I was a bit nervous of what he was going to look like. But my friend knows this guy, so I just put all my trust in him. Don't do that. I'm expecting this mysterious fella to come out with like a tray of drinks maybe and a bathrobe or something once the butler leaves. Guess what? The butler doesn't leave. He sits next to me and my friend.
Okay.
And I go, oh, goodness, no. In my head. Yep. No, he isn't a butler. He's the guy. I went back and forth in my head of how this guy I've been talking to, who's so attractive, even humor or get involved with Quaz. You went from calling him Quasimodo to Quasi to Quaz. This is so mean, but funny. So okay, he's involved with Quaz. How did this happen? Maybe Quaz is fucking packing, dude. Maybe Quaz is swinging dick. How did this happen? I'm not judging him at all, but I am very superficial and I did not expect this. And also wondered if he will stoop as low as Quaz. Dragging poor Quaz. Was he just an exception or is his bar just low? Also, do I look like a Quaz to him?
Okay, yo. Enough with the Quaz. I don't think I feel guilty now at first I thought we could say it, but the more that he's saying it, it's getting dark and twisted. It sounds
like a racial slur.
It sounds not good.
I also love that you're having this crisis where you're like, wait, does he think that I'm that
So
ugly?
what? It's just like a guy with the hunchback.
Apparently,
like a hunch.
But apparently the ugliest guy with a hunchback. The ugliest guy you've ever seen with a hunchback. And so now this person's flipping out because they're like, do they think I'm as ugly as Quasi?
Or...
Let's see if they have the threesome.
Okay.
So, oh no. No time for these thoughts. Anyway, I knew there was no way I can dig myself out of this hole and I'm going to have to go through with this. Oh, fuck. I thought to myself, maybe during this ordeal, I can just focus on my friend who I've been with before and not pay mind to this other guy. Maybe that will work.
No, that's not how threesomes work.
So the longest minute of my life goes by and we sit on this couch and I meekly say, now what? And he points to the other room and we go in there, just standing. I did wonder what my role was in all of this because, there's 3 dudes. Okay, so these are all men. And I quickly came to find out what my role was as both of their parts came down and the rest of their clothes, with the exception of my friend's Mickey Mouse shirt.
Okay, that's honestly worse than anything else I've heard this whole time.
Really is. I literally got backed into the corner with 2 dicks coming towards me at lightning speed. I tried to stick to my strategy and focus on my friend, but that didn't work, as he said to give Quasi some loving too. Anyway, I did what I had to do.
Yeah.
And we went back to the arcade bar.
Wow, y'all returned.
You guys went and fucked Quasimodo. You did what you had to do, and then you went back to the arcade bar.
The games were not over for the night.
They were not. That story leaves me with a lot of feelings.
It does. Kind of confusion is the first one that's coming to my mind.
A lot of confusion.
I have something to ask.
Yeah.
Have you ever hooked up with someone who was just ugly?
Yes.
Okay. Was it good?
No.
Fuck.
I have hooked up with a lot of uggos, though.
Okay, I have too.
Yeah.
Gabby and I have bonded over this because our friends tease us for our taste in men.
Yeah. Yeah. Yours is a different type of uggo.
Oh my God.
You like different uglies than I do.
I do. Okay.
You like uggos that I wouldn't find uggo. No, you like uggos that I wouldn't find attractive. And I like uggos that you wouldn't find attractive.
Yeah, that's true.
I like uggos like Post Malone. But I've also fucked some like actually uggos. But that's okay.
Okay, yeah, your type is Post Malone. What's my type?
I don't even know. Your type is like...
Speak on it.
She likes like little lizard looking men. Which is fine. But they are not... I mean, because you could get a 10, but you're getting 3s.
Oh my God.
And that's okay if you're a lizard looking guy. She'd love you.
I love... lizards and weasel-like men.
Weasel-like men, like pale and like soft looking. That's kind of what you like, right?
Like men that kind of like look like lesbians. A little bit.
I only know one of the guys that you've dated, and he is kind of in that realm. Interesting.
But you know what? That's my cross to bear.
That is our cross to bear. All right.
Well, that story was kind of haunted.
It was kind of haunted.
But honestly, if that's the worst hookup story you've ever had, that's exciting.
Yeah, it is. I don't honestly.
That's an exciting and it's well written.
Yeah, it was well written.
Write the script, babe.
Write the script. I do appreciate that story. It was well written and it had, a beginning, middle, and an end. I just praying for you.
I'm praying for this person because I just read 3 words and I'm already traumatized.
So I think we might leave it on this one.
Yeah.
We'll leave it on. I mean, there are so many more stories, you guys. The thing is, it's like I got so many fucking emails. I can't get through them all today. I would love to. I might revisit this episode. Maybe by myself, maybe with somebody else, maybe with big old titty honk over here. We'll see. But I think we're going to cap it at this. So get ready for your last story on terrible hookups. You ready? Bloody pubes, bad hookup. I was fucking my partner on her period with a strap on.
Okay.
Who are these people? I was fucking my partner on her period with a strap on, and the blood was getting everywhere. I usually don't care, but this time it was everywhere, especially on her pubes. But I love kissing on her pubes. You did a sad winky face. XOXO.
So, sad winky face. XOXO. Comma. Picking back up. Like what?
The way this shit is written. When I did that, I got hair in my mouth and it went in between my teeth and got stuck and I could taste the blood on it. It made me sick beyond no return. To no avail, I pushed through it, a champion. Mm-hmm. And that's a patriot. To no avail, these are the people that should be.
And that's a God among us.
And that is a God among us. You should be joining the Marine Corps.
My favorite word.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, we'll get to it. My favorite word. Okay, so it made me sick beyond no return. To no avail, I pushed through it and kept munching on her. But I had to stop because I kept getting these blood loogies in my throat. Is blood loogie your favorite word?
No, munching is. But blood loogie.
Yeah, because periods are thick.
Wet and gushy.
We were on, no, not that noise. We were on cocaine too, so it was bad. The loogies made me gag and her blood-filled pussy didn't make it any better.
Blood-filled pussy.
She brought up the idea of licking her asshole, so I did. As I flipped her over and started kissing her asshole, I felt crumbs on my lip. There was actual dingleberries in my mouth, and they were bloody.
Okay.
I went to the bathroom and threw up like a good little girl. No.
This person is detached from reality.
Usually, my partner would tell me to throw up in her mouth so we could kiss. Usually my...
Hey, why?
Hey, why?
Hey. Question, please. Calling on me. Why would you do that? Hey, usually what we do.
Usually you throw up in her mouth?
Am I boring? Because I never do that. What the fuck?
Usually my partner would tell me to throw up in her mouth so we could kiss. So you would do that so you could...
So how you kiss.
Right, with the...
How you could...
Right,
yeah, how you can get... Y'all know how it is.
You guys know how it goes.
We've all had a little slurpy kiss.
Slurpy. We are freaks of nature.
You got that right.
Well, that's the story, though. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully you're not too grossed out. XOXO.
Fuck you with the XOXO. XOXO. You're not cute, bitch. You live in a sewer. That is not cute. That is sinister. That's criminal.
So, you guys, I just want you to know that when you send in these stories, there's going to be a lot of roasting because this is...
Yeah, you're not going to tell me, well, we usually throw up.
You know what you're getting yourself into with these. So I'm sorry. I have had one person email me and been like, I thought you were going to keep my story a secret. And I was like, why? I mean...
Then don't email, babe. Don't email.
It did confuse me because I was like, you know what you're getting into when you're emailing me these stories. And they were like, yeah, but I didn't think that it was going to be like that. And I'm like, that's on you.
So here's the thing. We're told, so many times, don't shame, don't do this. Mm-hmm. But you know what? That's not my brand. My brand is bringing back the shame. Because we all need a little, but without shame, what are we?
There's no comedy without it.
And I don't like how this person's like, I had to eat her blood. Gross. You're eating her puke. I will take blood over puke.
My favorite is I'll get these emails and people will be like, "LOL, we're kind of freaky." I'm like, "You are fucking freaky."
Kind of
and
freaky.
Go off with living your best freak lives, honestly. But It is funny.
Which is also why communication is important, because there are people that like this shit.
Yeah, there
Not
are.
me.
And that's fine for you guys.
Not me, but you know, there are people somewhere out there.
So here's the deal, you guys. Oh, God, there's so many stories. Here's the deal. This is going to be the end of the podcast. I have 1,000 more fucking stories to read. I truly hope that this one turned out well for the first guest episode. I really want to get back. I really want to finish off these stories because you guys did send me so many good ones. Let's check in with my guest. How do you feel?
Bad, in a word. But also, so I feel bad for them and just kind of like bad. I feel like I need to go take a shower. But I thought I had bad hookup stories,
Yeah.
but I guess a bitch kind of made it in the clear. Fuck.
Yeah. None of mine compare to those.
Yeah.
I've had like tame, like, oh, I didn't like him, like stories where I'm like, oh, that kind of sucked, but like nothing like.
I've had a rape, but that's about
That's a bad hookup story.
That's kind of a bummer for me.
That is a bummer for you. That is a bad hookup story.
That is a bad hookup story. But nothing compares to
the threesome with Quasimodo.
Oh my God. Or the porter potty.
The porta potty is
that
really
was
bad.
something
in
else.
Reno. You guys are fucking wild. Reno.
Yeah, stay classy, Reno.
Harper and I are going to do a stand-up tour in Reno. I've decided just now.
Exclusively in Reno.
We are. We're going to do it.
We're going to go to every dive bar.
Mm-hmm. Reno, we're coming for you.
Hard.
Love you guys so much. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in 2 weeks. I'm doing this podcast now bi-weekly because it's a lot of work to do it once a week. So I'll see you in 2 weeks. The question is going to be wildest things you've ever done for money. So email me your stories. If you know anybody that has a wild story about what they've done for money, let me know. Thank you so much for tuning in. You've been great.
Thanks for not hooking up with my brother. Gabby.
We'll see. We'll see. Get that law degree, baby. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Tea Time. I am your host, Gabby Lamb. And is there anything you want to plug?
Oh, yeah. I have a podcast called The Clown Cast that I host along with my friend Niles Apston. And it comes out every Monday.
We'd love to see it. Check her out on social media. She's very funny. And give her a follow. You know, anybody that I have on this is going to be very funny. And I love them a lot. So trust in that. Thank you guys so much. Bye.
Bye.